Good day everyone, my name is Graphics. Today we want to draw the interpenetrating arc of two pipes of an equal diameter. Now these are two different pipes. We have pipe A and pipe B. Let's say this is my pipe A, right? And this is my pipe B. So these two pipes are joined together at an angle. It can be angle 90, it can be angle 30, it can be angle 45, at any angle. We want to, and when you are joining these two pipes together, there will be an arc called the interpenetrating arc. That arc ensures that these two pipes are properly matched together. We use this in most of our fittings in our houses, in engineering world, in construction, so that we avoid spilling. Because when the arc is not properly meshed together, then there will be kind of spilling or kind of leakage. So we need to get the proper arc, which is called the interpenetrating arc, that will connect these two pipes together. So let's see how it goes. Now we want to draw this. We have the elevation and we have the plan. The elevation looking at it at an angle, and the plan looking at it from the top. It is in first angle projection, right? So these two things you are seeing here, they are the same. This is looking at it from the side and this is looking at it from the top, right? So now let's see how it goes. Because if you have this pipe like this, if you have these two pipes, you mesh them together. If you are looking at it at an angle to look at the elevation, you'll be seeing this, because you are going to see this and you are going to see this, right? So which is what you are seeing here. But if you are looking at it from the top view, you'll be seeing this and this. So you'll be seeing something like a circle, which is this top here, and we're seeing something like this here, which is this here. So this is what we are just interpreting here, two pipes intersecting. So let's see how it goes. Now the first thing you draw, whenever you are drawing an arc this way, two pipes merging together this way, you first of all start drawing from the plan to make things more easier for you. So let's see how it goes. I'll start drawing from the plan. So start drawing from the plan. So let's see how it goes. Now if you are drawing from the plan, the first thing you do is to draw your vertical and horizontal line, right? So let's do that and see how it goes. I'll draw a line this way, right? And I'll draw another line this way. Can you see that? So this is where the 2 points meet. Now after that, I need to draw the circle. And if you watch very well, you realize that this you see here, this is the plan here, and the diameter of this circle is what? 80. Right? So is 60. So what I will do is that I will start drawing my circle of diameter 60. So the radius will be what? 30. So with radius 30, I'm going to measure my 30. Measuring the 30 is you measure from, I'm starting from 1. So from 1 to 4 is 30. Right? So I'll place it at the center where those 2 points meet. And I'm going to draw my circle. I'm going to thicken it, right? That is the first thing I'll do. Now the next thing I'll do is I'm going to project this edge of the circles upward. Or before doing that, you discover that at this point here, there's another circle, another cylinder that is penetrating this bigger cylinder here. And though the diameter is not given here, but it is given here because these two images are one image, they are the same. So the diameter of this point here is 40, so also diameter of here also will be what? 40. So with diameter of 40, using radius of 20 to draw this diameter, I will draw this. So I'm going to take radius of 20, that's half of that 40. So I'm moving from 1 to 3, because 1 to 3 is 20, because 10, 20, taking from 1 to 3. I'll place at this point here. I'm going to mark. I'll mark here. You see, I'll mark these 2 points here. Now from those points, now if you look at this, I will now from here, I will draw a straight line, but I won't draw it from this point itself. I'm going to draw it from the circumference of the circle. Straight line. I'll go to that point too. I'm going to draw it from the circumference of the circle. You can see that. But now, the distance from here to here we don't know yet. So let's see the distance. Now if you look at now, it's telling me that from this center here to this point here, which is the same level at this point, is what? 70. So I'm going to measure 70 from the center to this point here to get my arc, my line. So we'll measure 70 from this point. I'm starting from 1. So 1 to 8 to 70, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So from here, this is my 70 here. This is where I want to draw my line. So with the help of my t-square and set-square, I'm going to connect these 2 points together. So I'll connect here also with it. Touching this point, connect here with it, touching this point. Now I have successfully drawn out the plan. Now the next thing I'll do is I'll project this point. I'll project them upward. Project these lines. I'll project them upward with my faint line. You can see what I'm doing. I'll project here also upward with my faint line. Now in doing that, I'll take a distance away from the circumference, from this plan here. Just it can be at any length. So I'll just take a little here, and I'll connect this point to this point. You can see that. So then the next thing I'll do is this. Now if you look at from this point here, I've already gotten from here to here at any radius. Now from this point here to this point here, it is what? 70. So I'm going to measure 70 also from this baseline here upward. So from here, this baseline here, I'll measure 70 upward. So let's measure our 70 upward and see how it goes. So from here, 70, start from this point. Starting from 1, so 1 to 8 is 70. So this is my point 70 here. Right? So I'm going to connect it to the other point here. So I'm going to connect the other point here. So from here, that is my point 70 here. And from here also, I'm going to measure my 70 point. So I'm going to measure the 70 point here. So that is what we're having. Now, from here, if you look at this point also here, the distance from here to here is diameter 40, and it's this spot centralized because these two circles now, they are now merging at an angle of what? 90 degrees. So the distance from here to here is what? 40, diameter 40. So what I'll do is I'm going to get the center of this figure, and I'm going to mark 20 up and 20 down to make it 40. Right? This is what I mean here. I'm going to get the center of 70, which is 35. So this is my 35 here. From 1, this is 10, 20, 30, this is 35 here. So from that 35, I'm going to measure 20, 20. We recall that is 20. So I'll measure 20 from my meter rule here, which is this. So from 1 to 3 is 20. And I'll place it at this point here where I mark the center of this line here, 70. This will be 20, and this is what? 20, right? So from there, I'm going to draw my horizontal line from this point out, because if you watch this properly, if you watch this here, this is being elongated from this point, and from this point from here to where it ends is what? Also 70. So from the center, I'll just draw a line from the center here, and I'm going to measure 70, or better still, from here to here we know the distance. I'll just extend my line with faint line from here where they will meet. I'll measure my 70. That is my faint line I'll use, right? So I'll take in from here to this point, and also take in from this point to this point. So now I've successfully gotten this. So I'm going to close it up, and I'm going to close it up too. Close it up too. So this is what we have successfully done. So this is what we have, right? Now the next thing we have to do is we need to draw the interpenetrating arc. When these two cylinders mesh together, there will be an interpenetrating arc between both of them, right? The arc that is connecting both of them like this. The arc that is connecting both of them this way. So we need that arc, right? That will make them mesh properly. So we'll start by doing it this way. So the first thing you do that will make you draw the interpenetrating arc is that you draw a line. You extend this point like this, right? And you also extend this already extended. That's the first thing you do. And you just draw a parallel line to those points, like this, parallel line like this. Stop, and you draw, or you can just extend it downward this way, because since they are the same thing. Now we know very well that the center from here to here is this, and that is 20. Are we good? So extend it to this point here. I'm going to draw my semicircle, faint line. I'll come here also. I'll do the same thing here too. I'll do the same thing here too. You can see that? Now with the same radius, I'm not adjusting it. With the same radius I used to draw this arc, I'll place it at this point where it meets here. I'll cut up, and I'm going to bisect down. I'll come to this point also. I'll cut here. I'll come to this point also. I'm going to cut here, right? So in doing that, I'll do the same thing here too. Place it here, bisect up and down. Come to this point here, cut here. Come to this point also, then you cut here. Can you see that? So at this point now, I'm going to radiate this line to the center of this semicircle here. So in doing that, from here to this point, from here to this point, from from here to this point, from here to this point. Can you see that? I'm going to call here 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Now I'll come here also, I'll radiate this point from here to the center, and from here also to the center, and from here to the center, from here also to the center. Right? So what I'll do is, here will now be, if you're starting from 3, you'll be starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 0. So this is the first thing I'll do. Now what I'll do is, I'm going to project all these points. I'll project it to the circumference of the circle. So project 1, which is this. Project 1. I'll project it to the circumference. You can see that. I'll project 2. I'll project it to the circumference. I'll project 2 again to the circumference. Project 1 to the circumference. This is what I'll do. Now in doing that now, I'm going to project all these points upward. So let's do that, where they meet the circumference. So look, this is what I mean here. So from here, I'll project from this, they're on the same point, can you see? And I'll take this up, and I'll come to the next one too, which is this point. I'll take it up, I'll come from the next one too, take it up, and this is already there. These are the first thing I'll do. Now the next thing I'll do is, if you look at this, 0 is on this line here. This is point 0 here. This point 0, this outer line, and it is being projected. So this ending line here, if you see this 0, is going up. So where 0 meets 0 is at this point. Right? The next one is 2. Is 2. Or the next one is 2. The next one is 1 here. So from 1, this is a line of 1 here. If you trace it, where it touches circumference here, right? And it starts moving up. So this second line here is 1. So you project the line of 1 and see what happens. So where line 1 meets 1 is here. Right? Go to the next one too, which will be 2. This is 2. Where it meets the circumference of the circle, it meets it here, right? And it's going up here. So this third line is for 2. So I'm going to project 2 on this point. Where 2 meets 2 is here. Right? The next one is 3, which is line 3 here. 3, where it touches the circumference of this circle, it touches here. And it's going up. So this is where it is. So where 3 meets 3 is at this point. Right? So let us reduce in this point. Then the next one is 1 also. This is line 1 too. So we know that this is line 1 is the second line. Where it touches circumference is second line. So line 1 meets line 1 at this point. Then the next one is 2. This is 2. Where 2 touches circumference is here. And that means the third line here is 2. So where 2 meets 2, this is the third line here where 2 meets 2. Then the next one is 3. And we know our 3 is already at this point here. Right, so I'll take my French curve. And I'm going to draw my interpenetrating arc. So just take them. I'm going to draw this. So I'm going to draw my arc. So this is what we're asked to draw. So this is my interpenetrating arc. So this is my interpenetrating arc of the circle, of the two pipes joining together. So this is two pipes of an unequal diameter intersecting at an angle. Well, this angle is now 90 degrees. So let's see another aspect of it. So please don't forget to click on the subscribe button and share the video.